What's up? Nobody in here yet. What do you think? 808 run cam. Everybody's been wanting me to get a run cam, so I bought the number 18 808 run cam, which is the keychain. What's up, MT Souls? This is the micro keychain 1080 camera. Rusty Faith, what's good, man? Just got done with my dad's birthday. Drone on, yeah, bro. That's the we're gonna mount this on the Bugs 3. The only thing I'm frustrated about, what's up, Donnie, is that it didn't come with the 120 lens, man. This came with a what looks like a bloated camera here that they probably upscaled to make it look like 1080. So this may be a knockoff of the 808 cam. We'll have to find out. But I took some footage with it. It's not too horrible, but I can tell you that it may not look good on the Bugs 3. We'll have to test this. I'll have to glue it on top, see what I think first. I got a Velcro strap for it too to strap it down, but we'll have to see how that works. I got other problems to deal with, like the gimbal on the Solo. I never should have messed with it. Chris Killam, what's going on? Just got done having a steak dinner with the pops, watching a movie, and giving him the kayaks. He was pretty happy, man. Not gonna lie. I just bought a cam on the VTX for the B3. Hell yeah! Well, this thing barely weighs. Matter of fact, let's give me one sec. Oh, we'll find out what it weighs right now. Pull out the scale, and we'll see exactly what this thing weighs here. Oh, what do you think? Any guesses on what the 808? Awesome, here, good son. So we pulled out the digital scale here. Any guesses on what the 808 is gonna weigh? I don't even think this will affect the Bugs at all. If I had to guess, I'd probably say around 20 grams, maybe. Think 14? You think this is going to come in at 14? I think I'm going to go with anywhere from 17 to 20. 18 grams. We're getting some interesting numbers in there. Let's go ahead and zero out the scale real fast. And 16.5. Donnie was the closest. Good job, Donnie. So this thing barely weighs anything. And so that's cool. So, that was very close there, Donnie. Good job on that guess, man. So this doesn't even weigh 20 grams. I mean, the Bugs 3 should have no problem taking this. And the footage on this does not actually look that bad. It's decent. I think they lied to me because they're like, it has a 120-degree angle lens, and this is more like a 70-degree lens. So I need that wide angle if I'm going to have it on the Bugs. We'll give it a shot, though. I'm willing to try it. If I have to buy another 808 cam, I will. You know, the downside was this was like 30 bucks. I could have got a decent action camera for what I paid for this, so Bugs will eat that weight for breakfast, exactly. Petworst, what up, Dan? I bought a new 3DR, 3X gimbal. Well, good. Send me your old one, because mine is having some issues right now. Dirt cheap, under 100 Australian. There's a couple left in stock nationwide. Captain Coot, what's up, man? Well, I suppose I can turn my scale off now, huh? Now that we're not weighing things. Oh, you know what? I meant to check the weight of the, I don't know why it flashes like that. I really have no idea. I don't know what that crazy flashing is about. I wanted to weigh this, too. Let me zero out again. Okay. And then with the strap, it weighs 3.2 grams. So, yeah, the whole setup would be about 20 grams if I was to do it this way. So... Disco Dan. Oh, you want me to disco, huh? Okay, hold on one sec. We'll go disco. Disco, disco, disco. Let's see here. Oops, let me turn this off. I don't know if we have disco. Maybe glamour. Ooh. If I can get this to work right. How about dream? Ho, 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 ho. Oh my gosh, he's dreaming. La 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 la. Dance party. All right, that's enough of that. Back to normal. Okay. Put those away. Maybe not, Dan. No? Okay. Dude, I don't know what's going on with the solo gimbal, man. I've been trying everything. And I think those master air screw props are fine, but the gimbal, and I think it might be the anti-vibration mount is finally shot. I need to change those anti-vibration balls out, which I don't want to do. But I think I kind of broke them or ruined them by mounting stuff on the front of them constantly and having them bounce around, so it is what it is. Rich T, what's going on, man? We got Rich T in the house. I don't know why it's still flashing. I have no clue why it does that. There's not enough light in here to cause it to do that flashing thing. Bet that hurts. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. If I have to get another gimbal, I will. Yeah, we'll have to tear it. I've already torn it out like 3 times. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to pull the solo apart, reroute some of the wires, because I just feel like ever since I mounted a camera on the standard GoPro mount and I had to pull on the wire and get it to do things, that's what screwed everything up. So it's probably my fault. I'll have to get in there and take a look at it. I know they are. That's why we're trying to fix the one I have. It shouldn't be vibrating so violently like it is. It's not good. It's not a good thing. Not good. MD95 TSI, what's happening? What up, big drone flyer? Oh, it's a good thing you guys are getting along in the comment section. I had a good flight with Ron today. Unfortunately, he didn't have his SD card, so he couldn't record any of his P3 flight footage, but I did get a chance to take the bugs out, because that's currently, right now, my only bird flying with a camera on it. Because, well, I guess I could fly the solo with the standard mount, but that's no fun. That's no fun. We need to find out what's going on. Vibration on stock props and vibration on the master air screw props. It's my fault, because when I took the gimbal off to make another video, I put the stock mount back on there, the stock GoPro mount back on there, and then I changed them out again, and after I changed them out, I started getting all this very severe vibration into the gimbal. So the day I tested the master air screw props, I thought it was being caused by unbalanced props. It's not. It's something to do with the gimbal. Something I did caused the gimbal to do what it's doing, so that's my fault. You need me to give you a Hubsan? No. RC Hunter helped me figure out why, what? Speaking of my fault, my new bugs is gone. Bye-bye. Gone. You warned me. What did you do, man? I tell everybody, do not fly the bugs too far away, because it will just tootaroo. It'll just take off. Tootaroo. Goodbye. I've lost signal twice. Luckily, I've managed to get it back both times. So I need to figure out if we can put a range extension kit on the Bugs 3. That'll be next. Tomorrow I get my 4-inch FPV quad. Yes! Picking up a 3DR Solo with gimbal for $299. Not bad. That's actually a pretty good price for being new. However, new is not always best. Because if you remember the new ones, when they all came out, they all had problems. I would have rather purchase a refurb than a new one. Gotta be a way to extend that range. You know I'm gonna figure it out in the end. I lost my 501S. A lot of people lose their 501S. Even Hitler lost his 501S. Too soon? Too soon to talk about Hubsan? Oh gosh, that's funny. Oh well. Vicente, what's up, man? Let me put my scale away here. No. You sure Hubsan didn't put MJX sticker on the beach? Oh man. Hi Hitler. New one on the way. I lost my 501S on eBay. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think MJX is a better bird than the 501S. I think the Bug's too, and there's like 3 versions of it, right? I don't even know how many versions there are. There's a 501S tree in China. That's where they all fly to. Exactly. I asked a question. B&H said they have the upgraded parts. Okay. Well, then sounds like a refurb though, man. Because if it was still new, it would still have all the original parts in it that weren't tampered with yet. So unless they physically opened your new drone and put new parts in it, food for thought. Something to think about. So, I don't know, man. I've really got to figure out this gimbal thing because my dad's boss wants to hire me to take pictures of some of his job sites. And don't get me wrong, I took it out today anyways and took some pictures, and I got some really high quality pictures. I was shooting with the GoPro Hero 4 at 12 megapixel, and it was fairly good. Even while it was shaking, it still managed to wean out the shake. I didn't see any of it in the pictures, so I suppose I could still take that job offers that he's got. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll start doing it anyways, but I'd still love to get the gimbal working again properly, because obviously you can't take video footage with a gimbal going. So that's a downside. I never should have messed with the damn gimbal. It was a bad idea to start playing with that thing, because now I have no idea what I did to it. So don't mess with your solo gimbal more than you have to. I've taken it out, putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out, putting it in numerous times now, and I finally caused myself an issue. So my fault. I will not be going back to the standard GoPro mount once I get the situation fixed with the gimbal. But I have to do this because, like I said, if my dad's boss is going to hire me to take some aerial photography photos for each one of his job sites, that could be some pretty good cash we're talking here. Like enough to buy a whole nother solo and gimbal and anything else I want to. So where's your old solo gimbal? The first one. Where's your old solo gimbal? I never had. This is the first one. You're thinking of my transmitter. I have 2 transmitters. I have the one that had the Wi-Fi card go out in it, so that one overheated, so I've got that on the shelf over there. That one needs some love. I'll probably just turn around and sell that one on eBay and see if anybody else wants to fix it, or maybe I'll just keep it for parts. I don't know. But, I mean, God, the transmitter was $30, brand new. It was a brand spanking new transmitter that I got for the Solo. So, I mean, that was when parts were really cheap. I also have a random Wi-Fi card somewhere. I think this is it here, if I can get to it. If I can get to it. Oh! I think this is a Wi-Fi card for the Solo. I don't even think I've opened it yet. I got so many Solo parts laying around now from just purchasing things. But I'm fairly certain this is the Wi-Fi card. Yes, it is. Brand new. Caution. Solo Wi-Fi card. I don't know, man. I got Solo parts laying everywhere. I feel like I got a whole nother Solo in a box over there. Unfortunately, that doesn't have a gimbal, or I would have stolen it already. Oh, Solo addict you are. I know. I know. Loving the videos you put up. Well, thank you, Sean Brooks. As always, my brother. How's this? How solo can you go? Anyone know where I can get a decent solo gimbal? Well, and that's what we've been talking about right now. Is it's really come down to just bidding and finding out what the best deal is you can get on eBay, Amazon, any one of those places. Check your local Craigslist ads, though. I is here. What are we talking about? Hey, Just Joe. It's good I have you in the room, man. Just Joe. My gimbal on my Solo is having a lot of issues, man, that I can't seem to work out. I'm doing my best. It seems to be vibrating quite a bit. Captain Cook, you asked how the movie was. Eric, what's up, brother? Yeah, the movie was good. It was interesting. Actually, at the end of my last, not this video I just put out before this live stream, but the video before that, at the end of it, I actually talked about what my thoughts were on the movie. So probably want to go check that out. I don't know if all these guys want to hear how Atomic Blonde was. Ribbon HDMI cable may help. Yeah, I know. Shocks popped in it. Nope, I checked those already. They seem to be fine. I will say that they're a little loose though. The anti-vibration, those balls, the pads. God, I can't even think of the name of them right now. Why can't I think right now? Somebody did something to me. I'm drugged. Anyways, little anti-vibration balls. They're I don't know if they're good anymore. I may just have to order a set and replace them. There we go, the dampers. Thank you. God, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word right now. My brain's just scrambled from eating too much steak at my dad's birthday party. Oh, drone worship real quick. What weather was like the last few hours? Sean, it wasn't too bad the last few hours. I didn't really get as much flying as I wanted to, and because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I was off of work, so for 4 days it basically rained. I barely got any chance to go out and fly at all. So Rennie, what's up, man? Okay, B&H sells those dampers for $6. Excellent, thank you. We're gonna try those next. I think I'm just gonna replace them and see what happens. I think it was my fault. I think I damaged them in some kind of way. I got a set if you want them. Go Fly One. I will accept those if you want to send them to me, man, because I can't be down. Not having an aerial platform bird is not a good thing. I'm actually I was gonna look at the dampers on the original gimbal there, or the stock gimbal. I keep calling it a gimbal. The stock GoPro mount that came on the Solo to see if they matched. If they did, I was just gonna rip them off of that and put them on. But I gotta have a look and see what's in there first. What GoPro are you using? I'm using the GoPro Hero 4 Silver. But this has been persisting now for over a week. I haven't flown the Solo since I got it up in the air after we did the master air screw prop testing. And I thought, so Sean, those props are probably good. Those master air screw props are probably good. It's a problem I caused. It can't be, because I just had those are the original props that were on there. All I did was screw them back on. They don't have a nick, ding, or dent. They're the same props I've been using since the beginning of owning the Solo, so it can't be unbalanced props. They've been working fine up to this point. And maybe I just need to take it outside and calibrate it. I just need to recalibrate everything. What's really bothering me is that every time I go to take off now, I'm getting a lot of motion detected warnings. So it might just be time to do a calibration. Since I've owned it, I've never had to calibrate anything one time. So this is the first time that I'm actually going to have to do any kind of form of calibration to the bird. So I'm going to hit that learning phase here. So maybe what we'll do first is just put it all back together. I'll recalibrate everything and see what's going on. If the gyros are having a problem, it could definitely cause some instability and some vibrations going on there. So we'll definitely have to probably do that first, and then process of elimination. We'll just start going through things. Are you hearing oscillating sounds? What? Are you hearing sounds from those props? Nothing more normal than I would normally get. Let us know how those master air screw props end up working out. I will do, Sean. Trust me. I have master air screw props on mine and have no gimbal shake. No, I know, but you got to understand, Just Joe, what happened was I took the gimbal off to do another video with the standard GoPro mount. And so I took the gimbal off, reinstalled the old mount, never made the video, pulled it off, put the gimbal back on there, and after I put the gimbal on there, I started getting a lot of violent shaking. It doesn't look healthy. It doesn't look like it's good for the gimbal at all to be shaking like that. So I rerouted some of the wires on it today, the HDMI wire. I pulled the zip ties off and did a little rerouting in hopes that that would fix the problem. I haven't had a chance to fly it because the battery was charging since I rerouted the wires, so if that does not fix the problem, then we're going to start recalibrating things and seeing if that helps. If that does not, then we'll replace the damper balls. If that does not help, then we'll be buying another gimbal, I think. But like I said, process of elimination. Are you hearing oscillating sounds from those? Let's see. Oops. Whoa, somehow I got way behind. You require a different location, so okay. CC required 8 at each different location on the Solo. Never had to do one ever, and I've flown it numerous times in all new locations. I've traveled 50, 100 miles and never had to do one. Never had to do a compass calibration. Not once. Not sure if you've discussed, but has your Inspire ever found its way from Texas? It has not. That was, I got a refund from eBay, so that dude knew what he was doing. He was obviously scamming people. I need a prop balancer. I ordered one. I don't know where it's at. I need to check on that. Let's see. Do you have the weights on it for the silver? I've never had to have the weights on it before, so I didn't want to start messing with things that weren't necessary to play with. I know that the black doesn't require it, but my silver's never required it either. And I've even had crazy stuff on it, like Superman super glued to it. And like I said, this could be something I've done to the gimbal myself. I might have damaged it myself by doing all this crazy stuff that I do to my birds. You guys know, man, I like to definitely do things that are out of the ordinary. So, but I do have the gimbal weights. I just have never had to install them. It's always worked perfect. So. Let's see, is the Phantom 3 standard better than the 3DR Solo? No. Not at all. It's a good bird, but it's not in the same classification as the Solo. The Solo is much more advanced. Gimbal killer. Oh, no! Say it's not true! I'm not a gimbal killer. Maybe the motor has been stressed, and I think that could be the case. Maybe it's something I've done to it personally by doing all this crazy stuff. Gluing things to the gimbal to make it look like it's flying and while it shakes around, and yeah, so it could have been something I've done. It may be my fault. Phantom 3 Advance is on power with the Solo. No, 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 no. Just Joe, this is one time I'm probably going to disagree with you. The Solo is a tool. The Phantom 3 is a beginner's quad. They're not in the same classification. It does have some nice features, but if you actually like leveled out the flight parameter adjustments that you can make, and the fact that you can use the Tower app with over 540 flight parameter adjustments with the Solo, not to mention that it can take any high-grade camera that you can put out there from Sony, they're not in the same classification. The Solo is a tool. It was designed to be a tool. You were designed to have open source firmware. You can always design your own firmware for it. You can build your own flight plans. I mean, like, Litchi's great because it has some waypoints, but it's nowhere near as advanced as the Solo running its onboard computers. They're good birds, but if you actually were to use the Solo like it was designed to be used for, it's a tool. It is designed to do very, very specific things that the Phantom 3 just can't. So, also, Just Joe, be aware that they have come out with the Pickhawks 2, so you can put a whole new brain inside of your Solo now with even more advanced features for sensors. They'll be coming out with sensor releases pretty soon, so you'll be able to get obstacle avoidance. You'll be able to get some of the sensors that come on the P4. You'll be able to install all that. P4 versus Solo. Actually, believe it or not, if you check on Ready Set Drone, he did a comparison video between the P4 and the Solo, and he says that the Solo was almost up to power with the P4. He said that he liked the GoPro Hero 4, took higher resolution 4K footage than the Phantom 4 Pro did, but the Phantom 4 Pro had a better gimbal than the Solo. Like, it was interesting to see the back and forth relation between both of them. So it's amusing to me that the Solo is still kind of on par with the Phantom 4. That's very interesting. And now that they've released the new Pickhawks 2, the Cube 2, the 2.1, we're going to get all those cool sensors that all the other birds have out now. So we'll be able to install Doppler, obstacle avoidance, and everything else for the Solo. So like I said, Just Joe, I was being completely serious when I said that they're two different totally classifications. The Solo is in its own class. The P3 is what it is. It is a beginner's quad, and if you purchase the app like Litchi, then you have a few more features. But is it anywhere near as advanced as a Solo? It's not. But my bird-wise was the same. Yeah, I saw about the Pickhawks, but I agree about the app for the Solo. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, Solex is super advanced compared to Litchi. Like, it has all the smart shots and the smart features, and you know, you're still restricted by what Litchi has to offer. But see, the Solex is going to keep constantly being upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. Unfortunately, the fact that the P3 is not open source like Solo, it'll never reach the heights that Solo can. Solo is a bird that is meant to adapt constantly to anything new that's coming out, so you don't have to buy another bird. You can just stick with that one bird. And Solo can fly acro, making it a super aggressive bird. So Yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, it's more advanced than the P3. The P3 standard. Now, if you were to compare it to something like the P3 Advanced, then yes, you now we're talking. They're kind of, you know, touching the same realm. But once again, you go back to the fact that the Solo is open source. It will never not be able to install new technology on it. Anyways, for a long time, that is. You'll always be able to adapt it to the newest technologies coming out. So that's what I said. I have the Advanced. Oh. Yeah, but like I said, they still ran a head-to-head challenge with the P4 and the P4 Pro, and Ready Set Drone still thinks that the Solo is definitely up to power with the P4 and the P4 Pro. So, I mean, the ability to have open source, man, is a pretty wild thing. It's fun because it never falls behind in technology. They just keep making it better. I remember correctly, you said those MAS imperfections on them. I did. They still do have imperfections. If I were to really go grab those blades and show them to you, you could see that they have some molding cast imperfections. You gotta have balls to fly the Solo Acro. Some people do it, man. You can go on YouTube and watch people fly those things. Only advantage to P3 Advanced is the camera is already there and the gimbal. And I agree, but I also like the fact that you can remove the GoPro. So technically, if you were a vlogger or just a guy that goes out hiking, all you need to bring is one camera with you. You know, you can just take your GoPro Hero 4 and do all your shooting and then slap it right in your drone and then pew, pew, make your flight and then pull it back off, put it on your headband and go. You know, so like I said, it has its advantages and it doesn't. It has its restrictions. It doesn't run on light bridge technology. It doesn't run on any of those cool technologies like DJI does. It's still directional antennas, so you know that's a downside to having a Solo is the directional antennas. But like I said, we still got people getting ridiculously far flights with their Solo, so I don't know, man. You're one of them. Just Joe, you've pulled some pretty good flights. 10,000 feet plus, I think. I've seen some of yours go out to. So you understand the differences. They're two different technologies. But as far as the abilities go, the Solo's way more advanced than most of the DJI products out. But I would love to have an Inspire too. Oh, yeah. I just use earplugs and foam and no shake in the gimbal. Yeah, I don't know. This might be something I've done, though. I might have caused my own issue here by doing stupid stuff to the gimbal, so that's could be my fault altogether. I don't know. So, I mean, it sucks that I wasted 4 days on bad weather, not able to fly, because otherwise I would have known about this problem a couple days ago and maybe had it fixed, but today was the first day. The day before I go back to work was the first day I really had a chance to pull out the Solo, so see, just Joe, I pay attention, man. I pay attention. Yeah, I think the furthest I've ever got was just over a mile, and that was in town, city limits, stuff like that. So I had a beginner drone for about $100 for Christmas, and now I am really good at flying. I want to find a new drone for about $250 to $450. What drones would you recommend in that price range? Well, you already know what the majority of these people are going to say right now. I'm going to have some Hubsan people, I'm going to have some Solo people, and I'm going to have some P3S people. But you should look into the Cheerson CX23. I hear impressive things about it. Very decent flight time. It is definitely a competitor at $160 for Hubsan and MJX. So, full GPS, return to home, very small bird, and I think it has a 500 to 700 meter range out of the box. So, and there you go. Other people are saying yes. So I actually thought about buying it as a backpack quad. The Cheerson CX23 is a beast. It's a little tiny beast, man. And apparently it does very, very good flight times, pretty decent footage, and GPS apparently is very good. So there you go. He got 1,000 meters with his out of the box. That's very impressive. So, did you see the guy that flew himself around in a hammock? Yeah, I did. He actually got in trouble for that, by the way, if you guys were wondering. He went to jail. There was a big article on that on Facebook about that guy. He was flying it over cars and traffic. That's a big no-no. That's a big no-no-no-no. You don't do stuff like that. He thought it was a cute thing, like the guy flying near the airport thought it was cute to be out there doing that kind of stuff. Very dangerous. It would have been fine if he had been doing it on his own time in a farm somewhere, but this guy decided he was going to fly it over cars and stuff. Just stupid no-no decisions people make. Blows my mind. Might want to consider a Tarantula X6. Yes. Yeah, we got almost 30 people watching right now, man. What's up, 30 people watching? I'm glad that sub for sub went good the other night. Didn't you get the Mavic knockoff? I did. I give most of these away, guys. If you weren't aware, most of the stuff that Banggood sends me or any of these companies, I play with them for a little bit and then I give them away. I don't keep them. I give them to little kids that are excited. Like if I'm out one day flying, or even if I'm just flying out for a review and some little kid comes up and he's like, oh, that's awesome, I'll just give it to him at the end of the review. As long as I know the footage is good, I always pull my SD card out, put it in my phone if it's good. I mean, I'm never going to fly it again is the reality of it, so I just give the toys away to kids. Or I'll go to work. You know, the kids go to the pool. I'll have one with me. If somebody asks about it, I'll just give it to them. So I'm waiting for my solo in the mail. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna. I can't just have a bunch of toy quads laying around. So I give this stuff away after we review it. I can't. That shelf is already full, and that's got my favorites on there. If it doesn't end up being a favorite, I normally give it away. So make some little kid's day, man. Yay! Have you seen the Mavic knockoff with the folding props? No, I have not, Sean. I have not seen it with folding props. I've got something coming right now from Daezong and Banggood. Both of them decided they were going to send me something for review. One of them is sending me a camera, the other one is sending me a bird. So when those come in, we'll have to do the review of those. I want to get Top Tom on the team too, man. I'd love to review some Top Tom products. How far can you fly the CX23? Also, does it have a camera, and can you do live video on your phone with the app? Oh, you're talking very advanced features, man. How far can you fly it? Somebody just said they got 1,000 meters, which is very freaking impressive, considering it's only 160 bucks. Have you flown a Karma? I have not, and I probably never would. Honestly, if anyone ever even handed me a Karma, I would probably put it on the ground, seek out a pistol, and shoot it right in the face, and put it out of its misery. So... That's being honest, man. The Karma was a junk quad from the get-go, man. I feel bad for anybody who bought one. I would have been pissed at the price point they offered it for. I would have been very angry. Somebody was asking me a question. I got totally sidetracked there. Let's see here. Have you flown the Karma? No, you will. Okay, how far? CX23. No, you can't do live video, by the way, no. How do you see the video? If there's no app. What do you mean, no app? It's Wi-Fi. It connects to your device. Your cell phone. Just like a Solo or a Phantom or any one of those products. Same principle. It actually, dude, guys, if you haven't checked it out, look up the Cheerson CX23. It's actually a really badass little bird, man. It's rare that I cuss, but check it out. It's a very interesting bird, and I think I've seen them for like $160 to $180 brand new. So there you go, 5.8 screen, FPV screen. Some people had Wi-Fi. There's another version of it with Wi-Fi. There's two companies. It's been rebranded. Cheerson got it, and another company got it. Coast to Coast is telling me about it. The other version is Wi-Fi from the other company. So, what GPS do you have in your Solo, Rev A or Rev B? Well, I never felt the need to upgrade because I've never had GPS problems, so we never went to the B. I've always stuck with the A board and never once had a problem. I will tell you this, people that I see upgrade the GPS fail. They have problems. 1 week I'll see it on the Facebook group. They'll be like, oh, I just installed the Rev B, I'm getting 22 satellites, and then a week later I'll see a post like, oh, I was flying back and I had great satellites, and all of a sudden I lost all my satellites and I crashed. And it's like, I don't have these problems. How long is the flight time for the CX23? Oh, gosh. Some people were saying like 15 minutes, 18 minutes. It takes a pretty large battery. It's actually a very surprising little bird. I have the Mr. Obotics GPS, and it is awesome. There you go. No upgrade for me, just cardboard. I use the cardboard, and it has no issues. I get 16 satellites on a Rev A board, and I've never had satellite loss flying, ever. Not once. The only time I had satellite loss was out here in the front of my house, flying underneath the tree, trying to do something stupid. I was trying to blow the leaves off of my roof with this huge oak tree out front, and the branches finally cut the GPS signal underneath the tree. And it went into manual mode with altitude hold. So that's my fault, but I just flew it back. I can fly manual, so I flew it back, and as soon as I got out from underneath the trees, it picked up full GPS lock again. So I've never had a problem with my Rev A board. I stuck with it. Is there prop guards for the Solo? Yes, there are. I don't like them. They look ugly as all get up, but there are. I typically get 13 satellites on my Solo. Once I saw 14. No, I've had up to 16 here. A lot of it depends on your area, though. This satellite circulate the planet on a routine, so some areas are going to have more satellites, some aren't. Yep, so 16 here too. There you go. I forget how many satellites I get with my H109S. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you got the H109S. I went from Rev A to Rev B, just lower satellite lock. But see, guys, with the cardboard mod, I'm getting satellites in 1.5 to 2 minutes. There's really no difference to me. I don't really see the point to upgrade unless it's a complete necessity for some reason. You made yawn. Yeah, I can't help it. It's that time of night. I ate a bunch of steak, so I'm totally full. I have a Rev A board, and didn't have any problems. Yeah, bought the Rev B board, just about crashed flying because it lost GPS during the flight. Yeah, like I said, I really don't touch, unless if it's broke. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. When you start toying with stuff you don't need to, that's when you break stuff and you crash, and yeah. So... Do you think they will make a longer life battery for the Solo? I do. GestureDrones.org. Check them out. Those guys are getting ready to start supplying brand new, upgraded ESCs for the Solo. They're also the same company that's putting out the Prolific Pickhawks 2.1, or the Cube 2, whatever you want to call it. And they're starting to make upgrade batteries or the same batteries, but they're not letting them die. There's a company actually producing batteries for the Solo still. So, food for thought. I believe they're also going to have new upgraded motors as well at some point that you'll be able to adjust the PIDs on, almost like a race quad, from a new app that is going to be offered, from what I understand from these guys. So you'll be able to get in there and write what you want to for PIDs. You'll be able to adjust and make your own adjustments. It's contagious. Somebody wrote yawn, now I'm yawning. But not with Rev A or Rev B. Just waiting on the new Solo Gimbal. Yeah, I may be having to buy one here pretty soon too if I can't figure out what's going on with this one, because I can't take professional pictures if I'm always worried about whether it's going to be shaking or not. You think that they will make a gimbal for a Hero 5? No. They're done making parts for the Solo. That's kind of the gist of it, man. It stopped at Hero 4. I don't think they're going to be making any new gimbals. Now, I have seen people install their own gimbals on the bottom of the Solo and run it through the auxiliary, but once again, when you do that, you lose the ability to use the GoPro interface. So, no, I meant with the new live. What? Hard to hang with the Solo gang when you don't have one yet. Oh, Bob, you got this. Everyone needs to buy a Solo. Get yourself a Solo. I read that Philip Rose put custom ESCs on his Solo and flew over 100 miles per hour. Yeah, that guy is, he's the one that designed, well, he's on the design crew for the Pickhawks too, so he was the guy that we had in here for that chat, that live stream that one day, so he was the guy we were all talking to. I have the next mod idea for you, Dan. Hit me, Just Joe. Everyone will be wanting Dan's PIDs. Thanks. Yeah, if I can never convince myself to buy the Cube 2. It's a great idea, but money is money. I just can't seem to save any. This is an expensive hobby. I saw one on Craigslist for $250. What's better, DJI Phantom 4 or 3DR Solo? Well, the reason why the one's better than the other. Oh man, we can't really go into that. It depends on what you're looking for. Let's put it that way. It depends on what you're looking for. The Solo is a tool. The Phantom 4 is also a pretty decent tool. If you're looking to do cinematography shots and shooting, I would go with the Solo. If you're looking to do professional aerial video footage from high altitude and pictures, I would go with the Phantom 4. One runs cable cam with reverse cable cam designed for cinematography shooting. The other one does not. It has some neat features, but it does not have those capabilities. So once again, Solo's a tool, Phantom 4 is also a tool, but they're both different classes. One is designed for aerial platform photography, whereas the Solo kind of meets you at best of both worlds, but at the same time doesn't have the stable gimbal, doesn't have some of the sensors that the Phantom 4 has. It's a toss-up, man. It all comes down to what your needs are as a pilot and what you want out of your experience. Not a problem. It's more Hubson's than does Solo. He has 2 Solos. Just read the 3DR. I just made software for... Yes! Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that. God, how could I forget about that? I've been sent 2 links about that now between the past 2 days. I don't like this very much, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, so now I feel like I need to explain the whole thing. If you guys remember, we were talking about Colin Gwynn, who was the face of DJI for a long time. Colin Gwynn left DJI for whatever reason, had a fallout with DJI, went and talked to 3DR. They decided to make a drone together, and then we ended up with the Solo, which was cool that happened, but Colin Gwynn was kind of bad news in the end because he made it really hard for Solo to advance or get good sales. The marketing pitch was horrible for Solo. The gimbal was late. They were being bullied by DJI because Colin Gwynn moved over to 3DR. It was just a whole bad scenario from the get-go, which is why the company failed. Now that Colin Gwynn is not in the picture anymore, from what I understand, Colin's not involved with 3DR anymore. He bailed in 2016, I guess. Okay, that being said, now that Colin Gwynn is not part of it, they are forming a partnership. DJI and 3DR are now coming together and forming a partnership. So, yeah, dude, I don't know what that was about. That whole, like, monkeys flying solos thing was so crazy. I have no idea what Colin Gwynn was thinking when they made those release videos. That was the goofiest, weirdest stuff I've ever seen. The Solo release trailer for 2015 was hilarious. So... I don't like it either. I don't think Solo should. I don't think 3DR should pair up with DJI and start making their. They want to see. Here's the thing. This is how you know, and this is what's funny to me. This is how you know that 3DR is more advanced than DJI, because they're not talking about merging as a company. They're talking about just creating a partnership for software. What they want to do is turn the Phantom 4 into more of a tool, which is what the 3DR Solo in essence was. It had the ability to have a whole bunch of different cameras attached to the bottom of it, property surveying, 3D graphing, it had so many unique tools that could be added to the Solo, and DJI has never chased that position. They've never even tried to go for something like that. I don't know if you guys know this. They have this thing called the tether that can hook to the Solo, and the tether was connected to a Solo, and this was tested by Colin Gwynn and the team for 3DR, and they flew a Solo for 45 days straight. Never brought it down. For 45 days straight, they connected it to a power source, and the Solo just sat in the sky and flew for 45 days. These are things that they... Okay, so some of you know about it. These are things that they want to bring to DJI. They want to see how they can turn DJI into not just a professional photography bird, but more of a tool used in all different aspects, which is what the Solo was originally going for. And that's why when people ask me, what's better, the P3 or the P3 or the P4 versus the Solo, I have to say that the Solo is a tool. and has more abilities to do things, and that's what DJI is trying to bring to the table by pairing up with 3DR. So for the Solo right now, and comes with its own newly designed gimbal. Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy pricey though. Crazy pricey, like $12,000 and up, and it has like 6 cameras on the bottom. They all do different things. It's crazy. So, what was your beginner drone, and how long did it take you to master it? Oh man, my beginner bird. Wow, that's a good question, man. I've owned probably over 200 birds now at this point. Gosh, between quadcopters and UAVs, I've had close to 200 different things. What was my first? I don't even remember. The one I remember the most when I first got started was probably the SEMA X5C-1. If I had to take a guess, that was somewhere along the lines of almost being my first bird. DJI has a tool quads. They should sell us the Sony cams for solos, not for 10 grand. Actually, I think the entire package is for 10 grand. But you can buy the camera probably separately from the package if you're just going to be doing it for your own thing. But they sell property surveying packages for $12,000 with the whole camera upgrade kit and the Solo ready to roll with its own probably mission planner, I would assume at that point. They wouldn't be using Tower. They'd probably be connecting it to Mission Planner for doing property surveying. DJI wants to suck the 3DR technology, and that is exactly what that's about. Money is being exchanged here somewhere along the lines. I feel like DJI is paying 3DR for their ideas now. That's what they want. They want to get all those cool ideas that 3DR had for their bird and introduce them to the DJI platform. That is exactly what this is about. So, making, and if they do go through with this, it would make the Solo obsolete. And that would really suck for us Solo users because we feel like we're an elite group of people that have one of the best birds on the planet. And there's a reason for that. I'd hate to see that technology be given to somebody else. That would be a major downer. I'd be Gurface. Gur. Anyways, wow, I got a lot of comments here I wasn't seeing. It's all about money, I agree. My beginner bird was a Solo. Made flight right into the kitchen cabinet. It's kaboom! Let's see, first real GPS drone was a Parrot Bebop. Sean, you're a beast. Drone on. Oh, and extra H109 cameras also. Then the DJI will work and monopolize the drone market. That's what I'm saying. I don't want that to happen. Ugh. I don't want that to happen. Well, I hope Solo gives to DJI. They give back some of the distance they got out of the box. Drone Wars, dogfight, Solo versus Phantom. I want to watch that. That would be an expensive battle that probably would not get as many views to make back the money we would spend on the birds. I'm just saying. That would be quite the investment down the drain, I'm thinking. Might be interesting, though. Sight scan these nuts, 10 grand. Unique is still in business, but let's see here. Unique is still in business, but just not in consumer market. Yep. I don't know what is going on, man. DJI is really trying to run the world. They really are. Yeah. Ron would win again. Yeah, right. Solo versus the P3. Solo would eat the P3. My GF calls me an animal. You hear me? An animal. That's funny. So give me ideas, and don't anybody throw me anything about moon gel. I don't want to hear another damn person comment moon gel. Okay? Moon gel is not going to help fix my situation with the gimbal. No moon gel. Keep that. You keep your moon gel. That stuff does not work. That's the biggest joke they've had yet. I don't know if you know this, but there are limits for your drone that make you need a license or permit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. 107 private, well, it's private drone license, basically. They all see gold in the agriculture market, see the $500 drone for $15. Oh, yeah. $15,000. Wait, you gave the P3 to Ron? I've been out of the loop a couple days. Ron bought the P3. He needed a better bird, so we got him one. Bloody face and all. Jordan Michael, what's up, man? What time is it here? 10:39. I used moon gel. Too lazy to remove it. A lot of people use moon gel. There, I've heard of people doing that. The earplugs, whatever those are. I've heard of people doing that. Talk Ron into battling the P3. He won't do it. He feels like he just got a really good deal, and he did, so I don't think he's going to do it. We may run a head-to-head, though. P3 standard versus the solo. P3 versus Hubson. I would like to see speed test versus speed test, so basically a drag race between the solo and the Phantom 3. I think that would be cool. I could set a camera on the ground and wide angle, and we can fly them both at the same time, leave at the same time, and then we can slow it down to see who the winner was. Frame rate, see which one crosses the finish line first. That would be a fun drag race to do. They both get about the same range. P3S with the Magic Powers mod gets about the same range as the solo, so pretty close anyways. I have 4,280 feet or something like that with the P3, and I got over a mile with the solo, and I still had perfect FPV, so I'm sure I could go further, but they're both pretty quick birds, man. I think top speed on the solo is about 55 miles an hour, and won't need the solo. P3 will get dusted. I don't know, man. I feel like the P3 can at least do 45 miles an hour, 45 to 50. I don't know if it'll keep up with the solo, though. The solo's pretty aggressive. It's a damn animal. It's a black beast animal in the sky, bro. And they had to make it like that. Those motors had to be strong if they were going to be performing acro stunts at almost 4 pounds. So, I hate to ask, but why is my 501S video all chopped up lately? Something internal? Could be. Could be your board is starting to go bad, man. Those things build up a lot of heat. So, if you forget to turn them off or they're on too long, you can definitely burn out your transmitter board. So, solo goes 55. There you go. I gained about 5 miles per hour with the master airscrew props. Interesting. So you're getting 60 then. Ooh. I also saw a zip tie being used on the gimbal. I've seen that. I have mine turned down to 1/4% its speed. I like mine in fast. Not fastest, but I like it in fast. And then I turn my turning up to about 30%. And that seems to be a very good ability to make bank turns, and it feels real smooth. All depends on how the race is conducted. Okay, cool. Think I was perching from the roof. Fell off. Thinking about taking my solo to Cancun. Be careful, man, because I hear a lot of these people try to bring their drones on planes, and they'll get there just fine with the drone, but when they try to come back, they don't give them their drone back. They won't let them take it on the plane with them. They'll let them get off with it, but they won't let them get on with it. So always call ahead to make sure what their rules and laws are about return flights. Because people get on their plane just fine, but coming back, you may not get your drone back. They'll keep that sucker and say, okay, bye, it's ours now, toodaloo. So, food for thought. Unless you're cruising. Okay, quick party time. Okay, back to normal. That's enough of that. It's my drone. I want it now. It's my drone and I want it now. Oh man, that's funny. Do you have any experience with the Wakira Runner 250 Pros? Is it any good? I do not. Oh man, you're too cool there, DW. Well, thanks, bro. I just had a seizure. Oh no, don't be having seizures, man. Here, we'll change it to something a little less drastic. Oh man. Now I feel gay. Awesome, thanks, man. Yo, what's up with the countries using birds to take down drones in areas where they're not supposed to be? Shroom high mode. I don't know if we have a shroom high mode. Like I said, the shroom high mode was more of the dream. Well, I'm in your phone, man. I'm in your phone. Or computer, whatever you happen to be using at the time. Oh, man. Oh, don't worry, Brian. I'm done. Just having some fun. I forgot those overlays are here. Every time I start a stream, I always forget I can use those. All I can think of is Chris Pontius every time I do that. They are using the Phantom 3's practice drones with the Raptors. Oh, yeah. Also, look up Drone Defender. I think that's what it is, Drone Defender. It looks like a gun and a little radar, and peep, they bring birds down with these things. Like, the police station was going to buy them, and then something happened. That whole thing went down the drain, so that's cool that they didn't ever sell those things, because that would have really sucked. Bet the P3S refurb. Have fun, bro. Yep. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut down this live stream, man. I got to start getting it. Is it worth getting the green cube thing? I don't know yet. I'm going to talk to those guys and figure out exactly what it's going to take to install one of those, and what I need to do to make the adjustments to the bird so it understands it. But we'll see what happens, man. I'll talk to Philip, and we'll see what he says about the Pickhawks 2 and what is necessary to install it, and we'll go from there. So, and the board does not come with the Intel Essence chip. Oh yeah, really? Once again, point out about charging the solo battery for a longer life, etc. Por favor. What now? Once again, point out. Show me how you put your drone and connect it to your camera real quick. Show me how you put your drone and connect it to your camera. I can't, man. It's all torn apart right now. I can't do anything with it. I got the cameras out in my car. The transmitter battery's charging, and I got the bird up there with the gimbal kind of halfway disconnected right now, so I can't plug in anything at the moment. No go. See how I have it standing up on the... Oh, well, you can't see it because the chair is in the way, but anyways, it's over there on the table being worked on. It needs love. It's not on the top shelf right now. If it's not up there, it's either in my car or it's being worked on. Not charge a solar battery and not use it for 2 weeks, he said. Well, it's a smart battery. So the solo battery will discharge over time. It doesn't take long. If you let it sit for 3 days after a full charge, it'll go down to like 82%, then 75%, and it'll just continue going from there. It's a smart battery, so it's designed to discharge to keep it from hurting itself. So that's definitely a nice thing about the solo battery. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Everybody's saying goodnight, toodaloos, toodaroos, and toodabyes, and toodagaloobys, and whatever. We're out of here, man. We're out of here, dude. I'm gone. Toodaroo.